it's Mitski! Like and subscribe. Never get tired of saying it. Also, hit the bell, the notification bell. That's helpful. Why? Because why'd you click on the video if you're not going to subscribe? This is the 7th full-length album from American singer-songwriter, indie darling, Mitski. She's really taken the alternative music world by storm over the course of her now 11-year frickin' career, dipping into everything from art pop to indie rock, synth pop, and new wave, and now on this latest release, country pop and Americana, with a little dash of chamber and baroque music for good measure. Pulling heavily from the sounds of 60s and 70s songwriters like Joni Mitchell, Dusty Springfield, Loretta Lynn, this album not only pays tribute, but also tries its best to put its own spin on these very beloved artists' works. And I personally happen to think that it succeeds in both of these missions. Take the opener, Bug Like an Angel, with its steady acoustic guitar and immense enveloping harmonies. They're so crisp and so effervescent, they feel like that first sip of an icy lemonade on a 40-degree day. Just as powerful as the lyrical sentiment, which seems to detail some regrets over not being able to keep promises, falling on hard times and not really knowing quite how to overcome them. Regardless of what exactly it's trying to say, it's an evocative tone setter for the album. Heaven takes things in an incredibly romantic, almost baroque direction. Baroque? Reserved double bass notes and brushed snares set a foundation for Mitski to fawn over a lover who seems to just take all of her worries away. Interspersed throughout the track are gushes of orchestral instrumentation, strings, fluttering woodwinds. It all serves to elevate what would otherwise simply be a cutesy piece of Americana into something much more grandiose, cinematic even. There's a tiny bit of Patsy Cline about this one, just that very 1960s country pop aesthetic. The following cuts, I Don't Like My Mind and The Deal, are somewhat of a conceptual 1-2 punch. The former being a very desperate lamentation on her own insecurities and anxieties, singing that she can't be left alone with her thoughts. She's constantly haunted by regrets of things she's done. This is soundtracked by a growing intensity in both her vocals and the instrumentation. Grand pianos hammer away, the percussion gets a little bit thicker, a little bit more prominent. It feels like being trapped in a numb, persistent sadness that seems to only get louder the more you try to distract yourself from it. The Deal, by contrast, is a much more patient listen. It's a very creatively crafted track. The music follows and reacts to Mitski's lyrics as she looks for a way to give up her soul. Eventually, the deal is made, and she's now simply just a cage. Essentially, she sought freedom from the torment of having a soul, only to find that she's faced with an equally grim reality. Some chaotic drumming overwhelms the mix, swallowing Mitski up, symbolically, one might say. The album continues in this vein on songs like My Love, Mine, All Mine. The cumbersome pace, combined with some weary choir harmonies and droning organs, makes for a very sweet lull in the track list. Similarly structured is the song The Frost, though this track feels a bit more developed than the previous one, even if that's only due to the slightly increased length. We even get what sounds like some mandolin. Now that's what I call country. Mitski certainly takes her time to unfold the tune of this song, and though I do wish that perhaps there was a bit more to this cut, it is a very lovely, gentle piece of country pop. I'm much more taken aback by one of the lead singles to this album, Star. Packed with enchanting chamber-style melodies that cascade over a very simple drum beat, Mitski drearily pays tribute to this love and how it continues to shine even at a distance, like a star. It's yet another gorgeous, heartening little ballad on this thing. The last serious highlight on this album is the track I'm Your Man, which gallops its way through some gloomy guitar chords, some Gregorian-style harmonies, field recordings featuring cicadas, dogs, and other screaming bugs. I feel like I'm camping out in a tent on remote farmland at dusk. Mitski meditates very poetically on relationships and some of the various toxic power dynamics that they come along with. There's a subtly depressing picture being painted on this track, and its bittersweet nature is why I personally believe it should have been the closer. Overall though, this album is incredibly solid. Certainly beats out Laurel Hell for me, even if only slightly. Lyrically, this project feels like a bit of an emotional exorcism for Mitski, then again, what Mitski album isn't? This thing is consistently sentimental, mystical, angelic, pretty. Sure, there are a few tracks that either dwindle before they get going or never seem to want to get going. Case in point, the song Buffalo Replaced. The very slack drum and guitar structure in this one doesn't offer much in the way of a stimulating song. It just meanders aimlessly in this sort of musical liminal space for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Regardless though, for as scant as this thing is, it still showcases an incredible amount of beauty and care and tenderness. All hallmarks of the genres that Mitski is dabbling in here. Feeling like a 7.9 to an 8.0 out of 10. Nice. No. Before you leave, what'd you think? Did you like this video? Have you listened to the album? What do you think? Be opinionated. It's really fun. Very happy with this squid shirt. I'm out of ideas. Alright, enough of this. I'm just going to turn you off. I'm going to love you and leave you. It's been a great one night stand, but I got to love you and leave you. Get out, hun. Get out, love. Alright, okay, no, seriously though, goodbye. I'm going now. Boop, boop.